Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. I'm still slightly sick, and this is a 78 Camaro video. I'm hoping during this video that the e-brake stuff's going to be taken care of. We shall see. You never know what he's got listed for me to do. Okay, the way these kind of cables work, and you'll see it with pretty much any of these things, is there's going to be an adjustment nut, at one end. That they call this end the ferrule, and then there's an adjuster here. So what we have to do is, you see, this is the squeezy part of the ferrule here. We will pull the cable in, figure out where we need to cut it, and then this is actually a spiral steel wound with some kind of plastic on it. Get that cut, get it cleaned off, and then push this back through. Notice that end's welded, so we never trim those until we're done with the car. And then make sure before you cut it that this little ferrule here is already on there, because you may or may not be able to get it on. So we'll walk through it as we go. One of the things I'm gonna have to figure out is where we're mounting that double ferrule. It'll be in here somewhere. And then don't forget, I still have to hog this out and get a grommet in here. So all right, let's get cracking. Okay, we're getting ready to install the grommet, but notice I unlatched the side and got these pulled quite a ways out. Don't want to pull them all the way out. The other thing I'm going to do before our final cut is go ahead and get that nut on there. See, a nut goes right there and locks it in. Might as well get that in while I can, and while I have the most length to work with. I couldn't get tools in there because I didn't want to take the brake apart, so we just popped those off. You'll see there's a little guide lip there. That's what the spring rides on. So the spring will push from that to the little lock tab there, and that just keeps the ball end of the cable from being able to pop off. Now that this is mounted, and you'll notice we have it pointed towards this hole, which is why it's at an angle like that. We've got those coming in through this hole in the frame here, and there's a little cap we'll be able to even put over that. That'll look really nice and protect it. So plenty of, and this will get clipped up here, keep it out of the exhaust and keep it from bouncing. But this one needs cut. So you can see that's where we're going to cut it. And I'm just going to use that whizzy wheel. Just nick it straight across, and then that should go in no problem. When you go to slide your cable back in, do not forget that tension spring. See where that sits? That provides the tension between this point and the arm so that it doesn't slide off. And you can see here that I can actuate the brake. So I'm going to pop that one in real quick, and then we'll get looking at the front. The next part is this equalizer block. This is what those two cables go through, those holes there. This is what's going to go to the cable from the front. I like to set all this up just a few threads in, because when we're done we're going to be tightening, not loosening. So over here I've got these guys set so that when we adjust them, you spin this, spin that, and that'll pull. Everything's going to be about making the cable stretch, not shrink. Okay, so this is how this will look. So there'll be an adjuster similar to this right here, and then a length of cable coming from here to this receptacle, and that's what will pull on both cables. So this equalizer is kind of handy. Okay, so we've got that set in there. I know where I want to cut it. We just pulled the cable out, so I'll get that trimmed real quick. Oh, you guys almost took a tumble. So that is how all that works. You can see, and now I'll pick the car back up because I'm not sitting on the ground. And that, of course, is why we had to weld that washer in. Makes a nice seal. And that is how that looks. So I've got plenty of adjustment to snug them up individually. You know, I don't have the cable too tight yet because, you know, that brake's probably coming out. We still got to do a clip up there. But you can see, you know, it's not engaged, so it's not pulling on it. But it's also not floppy loose. So that's going to work out slick. Look at that nice angle. And here you can see how nicely that cuts. Same here. So these are the ones we cut off. I just slid the drums on. Gotta reach in here and let's see if I can set that. Oh, I can hear stuff happening. Oh, that got nice and snug. Let's try this one. Oh, I can kind of move it a little, but that's it. All right, considering that's not all the way down and it's not adjusted, I'm happy with that. That means it works. All right, and we found this nice little cover and got that installed. Turns out one point's one way, one point's the other, so we had to find the one we'd put away. We got a clip up here, and then eventually I think we're going to wind up zipping here and maybe here, but we're not sure yet. Let's wait and see how things articulate in the future. Alright, we spent a little time getting these adjusted. Now they've got a little bit of drag to them, which is about where we want them for now. So, I think this means we actually have an axle. That's kind of nice. You don't get to do things like that too often. I think we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. That could be an issue. We'll see. Now you can plan for things as much as you want, but sometimes you blow it. So, unfortunately, we're gonna be remaking these two lines next time because that's definitely gonna hit it. If that comes straight down right here, the odds of us making that safe, pretty slim. So, nope, these two lines we're going to have to remake. We'll try to follow what the factory did. We thought it was weird that the factory brought them down, over, and then back up and around, and we weren't even thinking about the bump stops. Now, that crazy little tiny tire. We want to set her down and see what she's going to look like here. I know we don't have too much weight in the car, but we have a little bit. Okay, she's coming down. That's going to set the car on its foot. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it looks like we're actually centered pretty good. Yeah, that's centered on the wheel well, pretty nice. Well, I don't think we're ever going to hit those bump stops. If we do, something else happened. Because you can see there's probably 7-8 inches right there. Well, there's definitely not 7 or 8 inches right there. So the shocks are our bump stop. That's kind of crazy. And this beautiful chunk of aluminum here, that's going to be our main fuel line. So we'll get some tube nuts for that to go to dash 6. And this car, like everything else I like to do, will definitely get a Corvette regulator in the back. It's hard to beat them. And you can get them at every parts store across America. We all know that that's important to me. Okay, it just dawned on me I forgot to shoot a closeout. So, thanks for watching. This has been another ShopRex approved video.